Hey folks, I've got to be honest with you, it's a bit of a cold winter day here in the UK. 1st of December has just turned up and I'm hoping that Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince, with all its happiness and bright colours, will cheer us all up. So folks, welcome to this video. One thing I do want to say is thank you to Square Enix for giving me the code for the Nintendo Switch version of the game. Actually, the game's only available on Nintendo Switch, but will you be playing along? Please let me know down in the comments. If you are not familiar with the Dragon Quest Monsters series, it is a spin-off of the main Dragon Quest franchise, and it has been putting out games for the last 25 years, but this is my first time playing a Monsters game. So, it is effectively going to be a little bit different to normal Dragon Quest titles, okay? The fighting, the battles are going to be undertaken by monsters, so a little bit Pokemon in style. Many have compared this to that franchise. We'll see how we get on, but I'm looking forward to this. So here we go then, Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince. Please enjoy. Okay, so it wants us to enter our name, which I have done. And I'm going to keep the default settings here, so let's confirm all of that good stuff. And yeah, let's keep everything on normal and confirm. Here we go. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. And here he is. This is the main protagonist, Saro, although I have renamed him Fuzzfinger for the purposes of this playthrough. And he's not looking too good to start with. Okay, so skipping ahead a bit to when we first take control of the main character here, because I don't want to give you spoilers, but I do want to show you the gameplay. One thing to be aware is that even though this is a spin-off of the main Dragon Quest series, I do feel that the art style here is very reminiscent and similar to the more recent entries in the series. So, let's go ahead now and start moving around. By the way, the main character here has been cursed, so he cannot attack monsters himself, which is why we need to recruit a party of monsters to do our bidding for us. So here we have the main map and our location on the map. We can speak to our friend monster here, who is called Gloopert. He's kind of like the family monster. Yeah, and the puns here are going to be terrible. You got to expect that. It's Dragon Quest. Right, okay, let's head down to... Oh, before we do that, maybe we should explore to see if there's any items we can grab. Doesn't look like there is, though. Can we head outside? Yes, we can. Or we can head down. What do you guys think we should do? Let's go down, shall we? Ah, there's a couple of pots. Oh, we do get a medicinal herb. Yeah, I like the way that we find treasure in this game. We literally just go around to people's houses and smash their ornaments up. I mean, it's one way of doing it, isn't it? Okay, looks like that's all to do down in the basement here, so we'll make our way outside into the great outdoors. Right, so any pink speech bubbles will give us some advice, whereas the actual objectives are the red flashing icons. So let's head over there, shall we? And we've got some wings on the map as well. I'm not sure what they signify. We'll speak to the pink speech bubble guy. This is Monty. Sure you know why I'm so eager to see you? Yes. That's right. I want to talk about that curse of yours. The curse that stops us from attacking monsters.
So this is the village he's hiding in.
Is it me, or did he sound like the Crypt Keeper?
You really think you stand a chance against us?
Yeah, it's definitely the Crypt Keeper. Well, it's probably not, but it definitely sounds like it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, 80s horror TV show. I thought we was going to actually have a fight then, but apparently not.
Good. Good. I'm just glad I made it in time. You're going to have to become a monster wrangler.
Whoop.
Do you know what one of them is?
Yeah, it's a person that controls monsters.
Oh, right. Well, anyway, I'm talking about the mighty gladiators who marshal their monstrous troops in battle. Would you say you prefer lovable monsters to more rugged types?
No, let's go for a rugged monster, shall we?
Would you prefer a monster with sleek skin to one that's on the furrier side?
Now let's have a furry, rugged monster.
Very interesting indeed. I reckon the perfect match
Yeah,
for
go on.
you is...
Drum roll.
I'm sure you'll get along famously. Are you happy with this monster?
Yes, it'll do. Don't forget, guys, we are going to be building up a whole team of monsters. If you've played Pokemon, you know what it's all about. Okay, so I've skipped out much of the opening 20 to 25 minutes of cutscenes, as this is the first time we get actual gameplay. So we've got our first monster in the party, Platypunk, okay, and we are now in the main map, and we have access to field monsters that we can go and just bump into in order to start battling them. Right now, Platypunk is only level 1. We're going to have to level it up and make it real strong. And for that, of course, we're going to have to grind through the monsters that we find on our journey. So let's give this a shot and see what we're dealing with. Now, just before we get into what is genuinely going to be my first battle in this game, I've not seen the battle system yet. I just want to have a quick browse through the menu to see what it is we're dealing with. So we have the tactics menu, so we can see the various tactics we can select for our monsters. So let's just keep it on the default section. And we can also see our stats here for the monsters that we have. Okay, so I can see we need full experience to level to number 2. We've got the rank as well, which is G. I guess that goes up. And these are the various skills that we can learn as well. They're all greyed out right now because we don't have any skill points. Or we can go ahead and boost stats instead. So that's interesting. So it looks like there's quite a bit we've got to work with. Okay, so with that said and done, let's go ahead and see what the battle system's like here. Again, we just need to run into an enemy in order to start the fight. A slime appears. Now, this is all turn-based, so we don't need to rush. Okay, we don't need to have fast reaction speeds, which is great because I'm like 40 years old and I would struggle if that was the case. So tell your party what to do by selecting orders or tactics, and when you're ready, select fight. Select scout and your monsters will perform a show of force. If it succeeds, interesting, the enemy monster will join your team. I presume, I could be wrong, but I presume the enemy will have to be at lower HP, or is that not the case? I'm going to try scout now to see what happens. Even though the enemy is at full HP. 54.6%, so it does not need to be damaged, but I'm guessing, yeah, the lower the HP, then the more effective or the higher chance you have of scouting. That's my suspicion. I could be wrong. I guess we'll experience that together and find out. Okay, so after a bit of a cutscene there, we do have more control here to explore the area itself. And oh yeah, I can see that we can bring the map up, but it does have a bit of a fog of war right now, so... Oh, we can access the local monsters. I guess we have to encounter them. But I can see that there are a whole bunch we haven't yet discovered. So that's a nice feature. I guess if you want to complete your entire bestiary, you can open that menu and see how many you've got left to find. And we have our first treasure chest here. A smoked sirloin. Okay. We'll save that for later when we're feeling peckish, shall we? And we have our next monster here. So one of the things I've just learned is that you don't have to use Scout to capture an enemy. In fact, if you just defeat them regularly in battle, there is a chance that they might just join you anyway. So let's start off with some standard attacks since we used Scout last time. Right now, we only have attack, so I'm just going to select fight. Now, we didn't recruit the Stump Chump by the looks of it. And also, if you do recruit, you don't seem to get experience. I know that because Platypunk was still on 0 XP after the last fight with the slime. Right. Looks like there is something to go and loot. But let's get through these fights first, shall we? I hope you guys are enjoying this now that we've started to get into combat and have just begun, the understanding of how the combat system works. I'm sure there's going to be various mechanisms and that we simply don't know about yet that we'll unlock later on. I'm thinking we do a little bit of damage to this guy. And then maybe we could recruit it. I'm not sure exactly... Oh, it's dead. I'm not sure exactly how many monsters we can have at any one point in the active party. But I do know that once your party is full, the monsters you recruit will get put into the reserve. And now both monsters are level 2. Okay, a pretty pebble. A horned rabbit. Well, we haven't recruited anything else yet. Ah, there we go. Level 3, and we actually get some talent points, which means we can access those straight away from this menu, by the looks of it. And we can level up either Naturalist, or we can level up our stats. Should we go for some skills? Let's do a sign all. Okay. So we've put 6... I understand how this works. You don't choose your skills. You put the points into either of these trees, and the more points you put in, the more skills you would unlock down the list. So right now we've put 6 skill points in, and we've unlocked Heartbreaker. Okay? So once we put another 4 in, we'll have 10 in total, and then we'll unlock Sandstorm, and so on. Might be a treasure or 2 to loot. Monsters to fight, maybe recruit. If you look in the upper right next to the map, you can see that icon with the flower petals on. That is the seasons telemetry. It tells us the season, which is currently summer. And I don't know everything that happens when the season changes, but one thing I can tell you is that various different areas become available. For example, these vines we are climbing are only climbable, as far as I know, in the summer season, which we are in. I'm sure there's probably other effects as well. I mean, the actual area itself will look different. For example, in the winter, it's probably going to look all snowy and pretty. But at least there are different areas you can get to. That's the one thing I do know. Oh, it looks like the season's changing.
Wouldn't you know it? Here we are in autumn already.
So it looks like the feature of autumn are colourful leaves. And, oh yeah, new fiends as well. Ooh, this is interesting. So let's see what this is. Hey! We've just got another sneak attack. I'm not totally sure what those leaves were for. I ran into them, but nothing seemed to happen unless I got an item or something that I didn't notice. Anyway, we've got some new foes, so let's see if we can bring any of these into our party. Here we have a Woebagine. I want to know if we can find out what the stats of some of these enemies are. We don't have a high chance of capturing this one. But we caught it nonetheless.
You're one of us now.
Okay, I'm going to see if this is a little bit of a higher level because it only had a 27% chance of capture. Yeah, it's level 3. And it looks like we can have 4 monsters in our active party. So that's all good. Anything we add now is going to be going into our reserve party. That is one interesting enemy. One of the things I do actually love about the Dragon Quest series is that the enemy design is just phenomenal. It always has been. It's so much fun. Got some more of these leaves, which I'm not totally sure what they do. It was a trick. I was deceived. I want to see what they do. Oh, you do. You just get an item. And that looks like a big scary foe. Maybe I should save my game before taking that on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a normal, you know, monster. But hey, it looks pretty big. You wouldn't want to run into this in real life, would you? Just walking through the meadow, seeing this giant flapping turkey. Oh, it doesn't notice us. Did that? Oh, so that's cool. We can actually sneak up on enemies then. And I think it is just a normal enemy. It just is a big one. So let's go ahead and see how much damage we can do. And perhaps more importantly, how much it's going to do to us. Well, that was a little anticlimactic. Perhaps we should have captured it, though. Well, with that done, let's move on, shall we? As we push through this beautiful autumn meadow here, following the path around. I'm going to ignore some of these monsters for now. Looks like there's something we might be able to loot, however, so probably should grab that. Another item. Another medicinal herb. Oh, what a beautiful waterfall. Oh, it's becoming winter, is it? I'll tell you what. Oh, no, no. Oh, yeah, it is. It's become winter, and that's frozen the waterfall, revealing a cave.
In winter, and the water's frozen solid. Hey, I bet you could walk on it. No problemo.
What I'm guessing is it's going to be our first dungeon here.
When you're done exploring, let's slip under that arch and see what awaits us beyond.
So I'm going to grab what I presume is a medicinal herb from over here. The monsters have once again changed. I wonder if they are even higher level now. Let's enter into combat before we head over into the cave there. A group of ant guzzlers. Yeah, we're not two-shotting them anymore, so they must be higher level for sure. And just running across the frozen lake here, there is another item for us to grab. So let's do that. Another pretty pebble. So that, if I remember, is a battle item, which I haven't used a battle item yet. But hey, at least we're building up a bit of a stock of them for when they are going to come in use. And let's head inside the mouth of the cave here. Yeah, this seasons mechanic is pretty cool. It's a bit weird how the seasons change so quickly. But maybe that's more to do with the story at the minute, since it wants us to see them all. But there is a hidden item here, or a chest, I should say. Ooh, 3 single vials. Let's kill this enemy. I wonder if there is a reward for, like, scouting every monster. There's bound to be, isn't there? Plus probably rewards along certain milestones as well. So, yeah, as we enter new areas and new seasons in those areas, we should definitely be capturing everything that we can, I suspect. So, as you can see, I now have 1 monster in my reserve list. And it can stay there for the time being. I'm happy with the current team. I'm not saying it's optimal by any means, but it's doing the job for us. So we'll see what's going on here at the quest objective. I was just going to say, I bet we get to see spring now.
And here we are in spring again. Wait, have you seen the size of those flowers in the river? I bet you could climb aboard and ride one. Why not give it a try? Go with the flow. Anyway, that's about the size of it. Spring, summer, autumn and winter. You've seen it all now. As the seasons change, so does the world around you. Even the cast of monsters. It's year-round fun, I tell ya. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Back to the topic of monster wrangling. You passed the audition with flying colours! As a reward for scoring the role, let me teach you a handy little spell.
Okay, oh, we've got a new spell called Zoom. Yeah, we all have a bit of fast travel, don't we, in our games nowadays? Now that you've had it, it's hard to go back to not having it. Okay, so press that button. Yep, gotcha. Right now, we have 3 locations. So as we explore more locations, then obviously we'll be able to fast travel to more locations using our Zoom technique. There are, again, a few new enemies since we have entered spring. But for the purposes of the video, I think we should just move on. What do you guys say? And away we go. It's very charming, this game, isn't it? I mean, the Dragon Quest series as a whole always is. Okay, press ZL during a battle to double the speed. Nice. Or we can eat... Okay, we're being spoiled now. So let's speed up battles, for example. And I guess we'll go for the auto battles too. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is going to come in really handy. Nice. So it looks like we do get some experience as well for our reserve team members. So that is handy to know. And here we are in this new area, so we've got a bit of exploration to do over here. There might be an item to pick up. Treasure chest, maybe? Yep. I know how these developers' minds work. Some monster munchies. There's a rabbit that is after our blood, so let's get out of there. Another item I can see, and then we'll follow on towards the main objective, shall we? Another thing as well I want to comment on is that I really do like the music so far. It's so relaxing and tranquil, isn't it? Oh, right. So we're a bit of a ways from our destination. I understand now why it's trained us to test out the fast travel situation. It wants us to actually use it. Okay, and then back into the original area from which we started.
By the way,
Yes, what is it, Monty? Any new critter that we collect when travelling parties full will be sent to the monster depot. Okay. You'll find the depot in the paddock, which you can get to from the teleportal in the middle of the village. Right. And is this the... not teleporter, what's it called? Something. Oh, yeah. This is it, though, because this will take us to the paddock, which we'll have a quick gander over. Okay, so this is one of the fiends that we have caught. I guess the others are around as well. Yeah, so this is a big space. I guess as we capture the monsters, they will all appear here as well, so we can speak to them, get some information. Trying to stay trim. Okay, nothing particularly useful from a gameplay perspective. So let's head back now. Okay, so Monty's going to give us something useful here, is he?
is to enter your first monster mega brawl.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Way off to the west of here, there's a big town called Endor.
Is this going to be like an arena?
That's where monster wranglers go to test their mettle in the heat of battle.
Okay, great. So we don't even have to run all the way to the west to find this place. We can just use the teleportal. Fair enough. Let's just go ahead and head over there, shall we? Yep, Endor Coliseum. Now, the only thing is, our monsters, they're not particularly strong right now, if I'm honest with you. We haven't done any serious grinding or farming for experience. So I wouldn't expect us to do too well in any kind of arena situation. I do, I think. 10G. How much gold have we got? 111, I think it said, didn't it?
A new challenger approaches the world of the Monster Mega Brawl. Let's welcome all the way from Rose Hill, the handsome stranger.
Yeah, I do like Colosseums in, you know, these JRPG type games because they just provide a nice sense of progression. The Star Ocean series in particular has some pretty good Colosseums in it throughout the games.
A newcomer, a would-be warrior known for his all-round pleasant demeanor. It's Clancy.
Wow. You can tell somebody's been working hard leveling up their monsters.
Let's brawl.
And this guy's rank G, goodness me. Let's try with auto battle first, see what we're dealing with. Well, that was simple enough. Okay. So we should auto heal up back to full, not that we took too much damage then.
But who will he face in the second round? It's the Category G heavyweight, ready to put you in a spin, Uncle Trevor!
Oh, boy. We'll just stick to auto battle. Okay, one thing I've noticed, HP restores, but I don't think MP does. Unless our monster cast a spell before I checked. I'm going to see at the start of the next fight if we have our MP restored as well. Okay, simple enough so far.
But now it's time for the final round. And look who we have here. He'll pulverize you between his mighty wheels of steel, DJ Meat Grinder. As we approach the grand finale, let's find out who will maul and who will ball.
Very good, very good.
Let the third bout begin. Let's brawl.
Okay, MP is restored. That's good to know. It's not just HP. Well, we're not one-shotting these. They're definitely tougher. Okay, one down. That's a start. Yeah, this isn't going to be a problem. I have to say, though, a crit for 35 was quite painful. But still, not a problem. Okay, oh, we've got some strong medicine for conquering that category.
Take a quick break from the Monster Mega Brawl for something ever so slightly special.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, you will see a bona fide elf. Fresh.
I recognise that elf. I think she was in some of the images for the promotional material, which makes me think she's going to be important to this story.
Yarr! Now here's a funny thing. When this here elf cries, genuine rubies fall from her eyes.
How delightful! Go on, make her cry.
Well, these seem like a nice bunch of folk, don't they?
Packet flogging them rubies. God, just imagine it. Calm down, sir. I can assure you this is all completely above board. Just give me a second. Oi! Oh, elf! She's only gone and done a runner.
Just wait till I get hold of ye. Shiver my timbers. That scallywag of an elf certainly be quick on her feet. Oi, is somebody there? Not there!
Fuzz did come to save her.
I'm so sorry I couldn't save you. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. I'm sorry I made you worry. So, what's your name? What an unusual fellow.
Ooh, listen to this, Your Highness. Who's at the door, I wonder?
Yeah, see what you did there?
Salutations. I'm Devlin. Nice to meet you.
And well, I'm Rose.
Rose, you say? So you must be the elf my master rescued, then.
I am. You have my deepest gratitude for saving me. By way of thanks, I've brought you some tasty nuts. Please, my savior, I beseech you, allow me to remain here by your side. I understand. Unless I receive word from you, I won't set one foot outside this room. Still, I couldn't be happier.
I truly am blessed to be able to spend my days with you.
Don't worry, you won't be lonely. I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can access the DLC from the menu here. So we can change that as we see fit. Yeah, and it is purely cosmetic by the looks of things. But still, it's pretty neat, I've got to say. But folks, I do think this has served as a pretty decent introduction to the latest Dragon Quest Monsters game, the Dark Prince. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you are going to be picking this up for the Nintendo Switch, or maybe you already have and have been playing it, please do share your thoughts. So folks, thank you for watching this little introduction. I hope it's been helpful to you and given you a bit of an example as to what the game is about. If you like the Dragon Quest games, and especially if you like the Pokemon style of games as well, then yeah, you're going to have an absolute ball with this one. It really is going to be something that you are going to enjoy a lot. So thanks so much for stopping by, folks, and I'll see you soon. Take care.